Hi everybody, my name is Hannah and this is Pepper and Pine and I have a recipe to share with you today. This is a really simple warming recipe and it's perfect for fall. The first thing I'm going to do is turn on my stove. I have 6 cups of water in that saucepan as well as a large soup pan, and I am going to dice up 1 whole onion, and I have 5 or 6 potatoes as well as 1 jalapeno. I'm going to put this all aside, but you could certainly start to saute these as you chop them up while you are getting the rest of the ingredients ready. I also have 6 carrots here that I'm just going to chop up. Now I've got the complete recipe in the description box below. The amount that I'm using now easily feeds about 6 people. Alright, so I'm going to get this onto my pan. The pan is nice and hot right now. I'm also going to add some oil. You could use corn oil or canola oil, whatever oil you want. And I'm also going to add some salt. Now you want to go pretty generous on the salt because we're going to be adding quite a bit of water. So those are going to saute for a little bit while I get the rest of the ingredients going. I've got 1 bag of frozen corn, and next I'm going to work on the chicken. I've got 3 chicken breasts and I'm just going to dice them up into bite-sized pieces. You could also use whole chicken or chicken thighs, whatever you want is fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the rest of the ingredients, and at this point everything is pretty sauteed and warmed through. So once I mix all this together, I'm going to go ahead and add my water, and it's nice and boiling. This just really cuts down on the amount of time it would take to heat up once I get all of the ingredients into that pan. I also have some cilantro that I'm going to add. You can also reserve a little bit of the cilantro at the very end as a garnish. So I'm going to grab the spices I need for this recipe. I've got cumin, paprika, some cayenne, and garlic. If you want to omit the garlic powder and use fresh garlic, you can do that too. And you also want to be pretty generous with the spices as well. We're not using that many, but we want to use quite a bit of them. Of course, you do not need to use the cayenne pepper. There's already the jalapeno in there that adds a little bit of spice, but we like ours spicy. It's especially nice for the fall. So I'm going to just kind of mix all of that in. This is basically the entire recipe. There's only one more thing that I need to do before. I just want to let that all kind of simmer and warm up. You want to get that chicken cooked all the way through, and you just want all of those flavors just to kind of mix together. So I've got some tomato paste as well. You could also use a can of tomato chunks with the sauce included if you want a little bit of tomatoes in your soup as well. Either works well. So next we're going to work on our garnishes, and we've got some corn tortillas that we're going to fry up. These are super simple, really delicious, and they add a nice flair to your soup. And then we also have some avocados. My recommendation is to plan this recipe a little bit later on in the week so that your avocados have time to ripen. You can see they are just perfect here. One other thing that you're going to want for your soup is some pepper jack cheese, or any cheese of your liking, but pepper jack works really well for this, as well as a lime. So now that the oil is nice and hot, we're going to go ahead and put these in. Now I kind of put them in all haphazard, but usually I line them up so they can fry a little bit easier. So the soup cooks really quickly. You could leave this on the stove to simmer for a half an hour or an hour, even more, but it's been cooking for about a half an hour and it is just perfect. So while the soup is really hot, you want to get that cheese in there so that it melts. Oh, it's so delicious. And then we're going to garnish with a little bit of lime. You can add some cilantro at this point. I've added some of the avocado. And then the last thing, and this really adds a nice look to it, is these tortilla chips. I sprinkle them with a little bit of salt, and that's it. This is so good. I really hope you try it out. If you do, please let me know how you like it down in the comment section below. This is a very fast and easy recipe. It's perfect for fall. It's very delicious. It's very warming, and the leftovers taste pretty good as well. Alright, so I'm going to try this, and I'm sorry that you can't actually see how delicious and taste how delicious it is, but I go ahead and I try that, and I'm still holding the camera. It was really that good. Alright, so I've also included a couple of videos here that you might like if you enjoy cooking videos, as well as some of our homeschool videos, because we do a lot of homeschool tutorials as well. And don't forget that if you want to see what we're up to on a daily basis, you can find me on Instagram at Pepper and Pine.